All right, let's talk about The Boys, season 4, episode 7. I think that's where we're at right now. The penultimate episode for season 4. So I've been struggling with my thoughts on this episode since watching it on Thursday. And I'm not like struggling where I think it's good or bad. Like I think the episode was good overall, but there's some small issues I kind of have with maybe the episode and the season as a whole so far, because I've been very much enjoying this season of The Boys. But I think with some of the messaging and a lot of like the political satire in here, which I've liked for the most part, and I definitely agree with, because I'm definitely a person that leans left, and I like that they're very much satirizing or and going after the right. But I feel like for this episode, I think they're laying it on a little bit too thick right here. Like it's just like I think it's a little bit too much right here in this episode, because I feel like with these last two episodes, the penultimate and the like finale for season 4, I think you need to focus on the story just a little bit more. And I know the story kind of involves going into a little bit of political satire and ripping off like I guess like the January 6th insurrection, because that's kind of the plot, or that's kind of what's going to happen in the finale, where they're going to go after or they're going to have this shapeshifter who's like just tearing apart their skin. Like this shapeshifter, she or he is posing as a Starlight now, and I guess it's going to pose as Starlight trying to assassinate Singer. So yeah, that's where we're going to go. But yeah, that that ending of the episode, like that kind of got me. That actually kind of got me, because you got the shapeshifter as Starlight coming in wearing Starlight's suit, and you knew like Starlight didn't like the suit. But yeah, shapeshifter comes in, and I was like, okay, she had a change of heart. She wanted to wear the suit, and they're banging. She comes in wanting to bang Huey, and Huey's like, yeah, I had fantasies about this. Or he's like, I didn't not have fantasies about doing it with you wearing the Starlight suit. I was kind of wondering, how does a shapeshifter know? I guess the conversation's going on between Huey and Starlight. So yeah, but that was a twist, because I thought for sure Huey was gonna be the one the one who shapeshifter got, because she cut him earlier in the episode. But it turns out, I guess that's not how she shapeshifts, because I thought she cuts people and gets their DNA or something like that. But she actually looks them directly in the eye. So yeah. So they revealed it in that selfie scene in the bar. So yeah, that's definitely a twist. So yeah, shapeshifter is gonna pose as Starlight, probably going to go in there. And man, with the Deep killing his octopus girlfriend, what's her name? Someone got Ambrosius, voiced by Tilda Swinton. Like that was both funny and sad to me. Like I felt for this octopus in like her last words, trying to like plead with the Deep, trying to like wanting him to open the door and put her back in the water. But yeah, it was funny at the same time. But man, it had me feeling sad for this octopus. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's when the Deep was like, yeah, he became a little bit more ruthless there. And that's where he was like, yeah, I'm going to help out Homelander. I'm going to go kill for Homelander. And yeah, that fight scene in their office, when we got the Black Noir and the Deep waiting for them to get to their office, and they fight with Starlight and Butcher. Then Adrian comes in, and also MM comes in with the minigun, taking out Black Noir. And we had the fight between Starlight and the Deep. And the Deep's all like, how dare you try to cancel me, even though he definitely did it. Yeah, the Deep is that type of person who would do that, like getting all mad about being canceled or whatever, or I don't know, facing consequences for their actions, which they deserve those consequences. But I feel like with him reading that line that he had, where he's like, oh, you're trying to cancel, or you're trying to cancel a white guy like me again. I feel like that's laying it on too thick with the writing there. They could have been a little bit more maybe subtle with that, because yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the Deep's that stupid. The Deep's that like that heinous. But yeah, I thought that fight was good. We had like Starlight taking out the Deep, or just knocking him out, and then MM, of course, with the minigun, as I said, coming in and taking out Noir, and the A-Train joining in. So yeah, A-Train, I feel like he's probably gonna die in the finale. Like MM could too. Like I said last week in last week's review, that I feel like A-Train would die, and MM was kind of there. Like I was thinking he might die, but with the panic attack scare, I feel like, okay, maybe that takes him off because that kind of teased something where he might be gone. But I don't know now because could also die in the finale because, yeah, he didn't go with his family to Belize. He's trying to stay there. So there's there's a little bit of room for heartbreak there because is one of those characters that you just want to have at peace and just like chill with his family and not have to worry about this. But yeah, he's worrying about this because he has to, because he wants to finish what they started. And yeah, I don't know. There's something there that I feel like, okay, he might end up dying in the finale or next season, but we'll see. But A-Train and like are there. I don't know. Just like one of them. I feel like at least one of them is going to die in the finale. And with Butcher, I feel like he's not going to die in the finale. Like, you got to have him for season 5, the finale, or the final season for The Boys. Because I don't see how you can do a boy season without Butcher or Homelander. They're kind of the two characters that you gotta have for the finale. You gotta have them going face to face again. So I don't know. They'll probably come face to face in the finale, but yeah, you gotta have them. You gotta have those two characters in the final season of The Boys. And I think with him his like tumor or like the parasite he has, whatever's causing him to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think that's probably going to take him out next season for sure. Like, I don't think there's going to be that much of a time jump between seasons. I think probably season 5 is probably going to be like take place right after season 4 ends. So yeah, I feel like Butcher is going to be there. And I also want to see whatever is coming out of him. Like, what is it? Is it like Venom or something like that? Like, whatever killed Ezekiel, I want to see what comes out of him. So I'm going to assume they're going to like show them the finale. Like, I shouldn't assume because it's going to make an ass out of me, or probably you too, but mostly me. But yeah, it's got to show it. It's got to show it in the finale. So that's one of the things I'm hoping for. Man, another character that's on the chopping block is Ashley, because I feel like where Ashley is, with her wanting to leave and she fired her assistant to try to get him away, she might end up dead in the finale, which I got a feeling there's a good chance that will happen. But yeah, Ashley is kind of a character that is also pretty complex because, yeah, she does all this, like, some of this dirty stuff, like in the last episode where she's like taking advantage of Huey. Well, she didn't know it was Huey. She just thought it was Web Weaver. But yeah, she's just like going all being weird and all that. But yeah, that's a way, like, that's something she's doing to mask her emotions. Like, she's having fun in that way because, yeah, she's afraid of all the stuff that's happening with Vought, and she wants to get away from it. So yeah, I just don't think she's gonna get away from it. I think Homelander's gonna get her or something like that. I don't know, but man, I'm fearing for Ashley because she's actually a pretty cool character. I like her because, yeah, she started out as a minor character in season 1, and she's a character I want to see around because I get a kick out of her. So yeah, so we'll see what happens, but I got a feeling they're going to probably kill her off in the finale. As I said earlier, they are really laying it thick with the political satire, especially with the puppets, with Ryan being there. And the puppets have that song where they want you to report family or friends or people you know who might not side with Soups or whatever. I did get a kick out of that, but I feel like they're maybe doing a little bit too much with the satire. But at the same time, it's not too far from what some people, mainly the right, want to bring on if like someone gets elected with all the like the Project 2025 stuff. But I feel like they are sacrificing a little bit of the storytelling to have all this stuff in, which I agree with, but I want a good story. And I feel like with this season, I feel like the story elements have been slapped in there kind of randomly. Like, I feel like with this penultimate episode, I kind of noticed that because I wanted this story to come together maybe a little bit more smoothly than it did in this episode. And I don't think this episode was bad. I would say this episode was good, but I think it could have been better if the satire was brought a little bit down to be a little bit more subtle. Like, you can still be a little bit obvious with it, but just tone it down a bit. Just tone it down a bit here. And going to the final episode, which is going to take place on January 6th, I don't think they're going to tone it down that much because, yeah, they're probably going to have something similar to it, like an insurrection or something like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this final episode. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, and with this like shapeshifter taking over or becoming Starlight, and what happens with that, because I feel like this ending to this season is gonna be a bit more darker than previous seasons because, you gotta set the stakes for a final season. I feel like they're gonna do that. I have a feeling that we're gonna have a couple characters get killed off in the finale. A-Train, Ashley, all candidates. So I feel like 2 of those will probably die in this episode. I'm crossing my fingers none of them do. I mean, someone has to. Someone has to raise the stakes. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And Homelander is gonna go off. I don't know. Homelander, I think we're gonna see from Homelander is he's gonna just wipe out a bunch of people in this episode. Because yeah, he's gonna be off his rocker, especially if Ryan. Like if Ryan is going against him now, yeah, I think Homelander is gonna just eliminate a lot of people. It might be similar to that vision or like dream sequence he has in season 3 where he's at this rally, he just takes out a lot of people with his heat vision. I feel like we're gonna see that, and it's gonna be for real. So we'll see. So yeah, tell me what you thought about this episode of The Boys, and tell me what you think about the season so far as a whole going into the finale. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Rabble out.